Oh, yeah. There it is. What's up, everybody? You're live on the RCGroups podcast. It's Thursday. It's a little after 2 o'clock. We're running a little behind because Jim's internet is down at his house. I think it has something to do with the decorations on the Porta-John. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, that's a possibility. Or there is a disgruntled RC Groups user that is, going at him through his router, which he needs to wrap in tinfoil.
What?
Whoa!
What's happening?
I broke the internet. I broke the third wall.
So you broke the internet and you hightailed it over to Cole's house, huh?
Let me tell you, Jason lives farther away than I thought. I was like, what time is it?
I got to say something here. Hold on. I got to say something here. This camera, I've never seen you on any camera but your own. Jim, your beard looks 6 inches longer on Jason's cam. I think it's the darkness of the room.
This is all because of Matt Gunn, who said, I think I'm going to grow a beard. And then one day I stopped shaving.
Well, you should just keep it going, man. Well,
that's what I said, Ange, I got to cut this damn thing off. This morning I had on a lumberjack shirt and she goes, you look like, not Grizzly Adams, but the other guy, the other mountain man from that movie. So I was like, that's good, right? Jeremiah Johnson.
All right. Well, I don't know who that is, and I guess it's
oh my God. Wait a minute. Stop. You haven't seen the movie Jeremiah Johnson?
That's a negatory.
Okay. Okay. You got it tonight. Now your wife will like it too. Robert Redford stars. He's like 18 years old. Got to watch Jeremiah Johnson. It's about the real mountain men of the 1820s.
Hold on. Ready? Okay. Okay, Google. Schedule Jeremiah Johnson tonight, 8 p.m.
This is happening live.
All right. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, we're good. It has no idea what Jeremiah Johnson is.
So while we're talking about my wife, I wore this in honor of her today. She knitted. She said, I'm knit. She doesn't knit anymore. Now she does ink drawings, but she said, I'm going to start knitting. What would you like me to make you? And I said, I want you to make me a skull sweater. And she said, what do you mean? And I said, I want a giant skull on a black sweater. She knitted this skull sweater.
Do you know who DRI is? The band DRI?
No.
Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. Are you familiar with these guys?
No.
Google DRI. It's that. That's their logo. It's a skull, but it has a sort of human eyes in it.
She might have found this skull. Look at the top of that.
Really good.
Yeah, it's very warm and it's not synthetic. So I don't know what she used, but anyway. But we're here to talk about RC, and I thought it would be cool. Look, I can see myself in another window, and it's freaking me out.
I can hear you down the road too.
Is he screaming?
Oh, I do talk loud. So we have a lot to talk about. I'm going to kick it over to Matt and try to learn how to talk in Jason's office. Matt, what's going on over at your RC fort?
Well, I am 3D printing some random stuff that has nothing to do with radio controlled. It's a gas cap holder for my Toyota Tacoma. And these are first world problems. As I was telling Jason, when you open the little gas door, the gas cap just flops down on its hanger. So I'm making a little perch for it to mount on. And the printer's running in the background. And to me, it's very noisy. It's, but apparently you guys can't hear it at all.
Jason.
So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, if anybody needs a new drone, I've got an S900 I'm selling.
What the hell is this? It's just sitting there.
I had to take pictures. This is my old S900 that I'm selling.
Man, that's like a old school 80s BMW.
The GH4 Zen Moose gimbal on it, ready to go, $2,000. Hit me up. I might go 18 if you're really nice.
Did you say Zen Moose?
It's a Zen Moose.
It's not Zen Muse, as the rest of the world calls it.
No,
Jason. Jason.
Moose.
That's what I call it.
Everybody calls it a moose.
As we go out throughout the podcast, y'all, live viewers, thanks for joining us. I'm going to grab things off Jason's wall and make him talk about it.
Well, I got something to talk about.
If you touch anything here, you own it, and you have to take it home and then get it out of my office.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Si, señorita.
All right. So this was something that we've been talking about on the podcast for a long time. And I bring it up every now and then how much I love the OV10. And Jim said, Mr. Gunn, why don't you make an article? Or maybe I said, maybe I should make an article. And you said, do it. or whatever it is that you say.
It was one of those ways.
Yes. Regardless, you spurred me into action, and this thing sort of I don't know, ripened in the queue for a while as I was working on it, and I'm like, oh, I gotta finish this thing up. So here's my case for the large OV10 Bronco that needs to be created. Now, obviously, this is the real deal flying right here, but I want to see, and I think someone said it, that they want to see a Carbon Z version of this.
Yeah, that'd be the way to go.
So there we go. 80-inch Carbon Z style. It doesn't have to be 80 inches anywhere in, but it needs to be above 80 or above. So, and why is that? Because we've already seen a bunch of 60 and 50 and 40-inch ones, and then KMP or KPM, KMP, one of the two. I think it's KMP made, and I actually misspelled that right here. They made a 96-inch Bronco, and I just didn't like it. It didn't have the lines that I was looking for. It wasn't scale enough, and they don't make it anymore. Nitroplanes made one at 49 inches, and they all just sort of go to the way of the dodo. They don't really last very long. Now, here's some, this one is a scratch built, and here is the KMP with 96-inch wingspan. It's a good-looking plane. It looks really nice, but I just didn't like the way the cowl works. If you look up closely, it's that sort of typical plastic cowl screwed onto a balsa frame. You guys have seen that before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't like that as much. And of course, the gear were $600-700 just for the gear themselves, or else you would get wire landing gear with it.
And you gotta have gear that allow you to get out of some grass or out of a pasture.
And that was a real big sort of a statement from a lot of the people that reply to this thread. Is they want gear that can flex, like these right here. On this, this one is a UK version, I think. Great airplane, awesome history to it. Here is my only OV10 I've ever had. This is actually my plane right here. It's the West Michigan Parks Flyer OV10. This thing can actually hover pretty well, and it uses differential thrust to yaw it around. And then it's got ailerons and all that. So very aerobatic little airplane, but it is definitely not the big scale bird that I want. Look at these lines, man. Is that a beautiful outline?
It is beautiful. I'll admit, I have not read the thread. I know it exists, but I haven't read it. What is the general consensus of posts after you made that article?
Everyone, okay. Yeah, y'all want it. What are you talking about, Jimmy? No?
No, I was joking.
Oh, no. So I think for the most part, people are saying they want it, and half the rest of the people are saying they don't want it in foam. So my pitch was, it should be in foam because of the realism involved. Now, don't get me wrong. Balsa can be molded very well, especially if it's a fiberglass fuselage or even just a built-up one. But it just does not have – you see the stuff coming out from FMS. You see the stuff coming out from Motion RC Flightline, and they're very, very scale. Those jets are much more scale than you could get in that price point.
I just had an idea.
Talk to me.
Jason doesn't like me being in his office, but
what? I don't know why you said that.
I'm too loud.
What?
I know who we can call. By the way, Kim Payne from Horizon just tried to call me, so I'm going to call her on my way home because it's going to take like 3 hours. And B, Leo at FMS.
If you look at the end of my article, and I think I'm off of it now, but it says right here, it says, so all you foam manufacturers out there, FMS, Motion RC Flightline, Horizon Hobby, Dynam, Freewing, and the rest of them, listen up. While I can't promise an OV10 will ever sell as many units as the P47 has over the years, I can promise that it'll bring, if you bring one to the market, it will attract more attention than the new and improved P51s and P47s that are coming out now.
Well, here's what I'll do for you. I'll talk to Kim. And I'll email Leo, and we need your camera to move up a little bit.
Let's see if I can fix that. How about that?
That is beautiful.
Perfect. No boogies. You're good.
Also, I was looking at my phone because I haven't received an email in about 3 hours. Well, 4 hours. I don't know. And Spirit Models just bought a mega banner. So I love to see when it says new sale. I'm like, what? That's right. And so thank you, Spirit Models, for supporting not only RC Groups, but the hobby. Essentially, Yeah, when they buy an ad, they're really supporting themselves because they're putting their product in front of the most amount of users in one place anywhere on the internet. So I sent out an email last week, Matt, based on you said, look at that. There's 19,000 people on RC Groups. And I was like, huh. So then I wrote an email to all the advertisers and said,
was that Jason?
Great time to, no, I think that was you.
Usually like the same person though.
Yeah. But I hear you. I mean, that's awesome.
Somebody else, and it made me think of that. So I guess I'm bragging on the site.
No, you should, man. You should. We kind of have the market cornered, and it's been a long ride, many, many years. I remember in 2007, 2008, when I was sort of writing still for RC Universe. That's where I got my start, was in RCU in the surface area. So I started doing all these RC cars, writing reviews. They had a call to action looking for a reviewer, and I was green, had no idea how to write. I did have a digital SLR camera and a really crappy camcorder, mini DV camcorder. So I started writing for them on their surface section. And then I wanted it out after a few years because I couldn't do airplanes. They had too many airplane guys. So then I approached you at CEF. I think I emailed you. I cold emailed you and said, hi, my name is Matt Gunn. I don't know you, Mr. Graham, but I want to write for you. And you're like, yeah, whatever, dude. Get the heck out of here. So no. You were just you were running and gunning. So I saw you at CEF and I said, hey, I emailed you a couple of times. I'd love to start writing for you. And you know what you said to me? You said, get in my golf cart. That's what you said. You were cruising around your golf cart and you were like, step into my office.
It is my office.
And we drove around the flight line, you know, and just like you weren't even looking where you were going. You were just watching me, but you were yet you were steering. Like your arms just went around curves and you were weaving between tents and people were like looking up as they're building their airplanes as this golf cart goes by. And you're like, yeah, we'd love to have you, blah, blah, blah. And that's when I started writing. So it was many years ago. This was like in 2009. It's almost
kind of amazing
10 years.
How long we've all been doing it. I mean, Jason, and then I go all the way back to when Kim at Horizon worked at Bullfrog suntan lotion, you know. It's so long ago, and so many things have changed and come and gone, and things that weren't around, like Facebook. Everywhere. It's amazing to me. You could have laid plans down back then, which I actually was thinking today. I was on my riding lawnmower thinking about the hobby and things that could be done. Anything I would have thought of doesn't even matter now because none of that stuff really matters or exists, or the people are gone. You know,
the landscape has changed so much, but it's good to know there's a few constants in our industry.
Yes.
I just noticed that because of the viewing angles, I'm sitting more closer to the camera. It makes us look like we're the same size. So I'm 6 foot something.
Yes.
I like this. We need to do this more often.
Hey, everyone, I have a Buddy RC hat on, and we might have a Buddy RC guy in the
it is confirmed.
My feet. Oh, good. Okay. So first of all, I don't have this hat. How the hell do I?
That's my hat.
How the heck do I not have a flamey red?
No, you can just say how the hell.
That's a Toledo hat right there.
This is my power colors. There's my spirit.
That's colors. A Toledo hat.
Maybe they might have got it.
Yeah.
So I said, Jason, I totally thought bring a hat. Then I brought, of course, this hat. Which
man, look at that 10-gallon doohickey.
Hey, by the way, Buddy RC, we're coming right to you. So I'm very short. I've been collecting feathers since I was a small child, and all my hats, of course, have feathers. All my vehicles have feathers. My daughter has a feather the day she was born, and this is a pretty amazing story, so I'm going to tell it real fast. I had a dream, and in my dreams, usually occasionally there's a person who waves at me. So like I'll be at a party or a house, or these people will be waving at me, and I'll go over, and then they'll tell me secrets of the world. Or sometimes my grandpa is standing there, and they'll be like, your grandpa's here, and then I talk to my grandpa, who's dead, by the way. And we talked. So this lady's waving at me, and this is a couple of years ago. And I've been making these feathers and finding these feathers. And she said, do you know what your feathers are? And I said, what do you mean? And she said, your feather is your totem. And then she walked off. And then I woke up. And then I thought, my feather is my totem. And then I thought, I know what a totem pole is. But so I Googled it, and feathers are totems of Native Americans. And that's why they have war bonnets. It symbolizes connectivity to the spirit world. And so that's where my feathers come from.
That is an awesome story. My feather is a pigeon feather.
Your totem, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's
spirit
not.
feather.
Mine would probably be a Cooper's hawk, because that is my favorite hawk of all times. I see them. I can spot a Cooper's hawk. I can hear the sound of them in my head right now in the summer when they're just sort of doing their thermal, laps above the house here, and then they're just sort of cawing out and doing.
You ever seen a hawk have sex?
That's a negatory.
What? Okay, so when I was learning how to DLG, I would walk outside. I'd walk outside and watch the hawks and watch them thermal. And I mean, they would climb dots in the sky high. And then I started seeing them fall out of the sky, like at a rapid descent. And I forget who told me this. I was with a DLG guru. Anyway, they told me that that the hawks get at super high levels, and then they couple, and then they fall to the earth, and they
coming in hot.
They have sex until they get close to hitting the ground, and then they separate, and that's how a hawk has sex.
I'm not sure how I feel about this. Is this legit?
That's what I was. We could Google it, I reckon.
Let's Google later, and we'll have to update
Name
it.
for a glider, hawk sex.
Also, my favorite bird is the shrike. Do you know what a shrike does?
Negatory. I can't stop saying negatory. I'm sorry.
A shrike. I got a code for you, by the way. A shrike is about this big, and it impales grasshoppers with its beak, and then it hangs them on fences to eat later.
Holy moly, for the rest of the grasshoppers to see.
Yeah, it's like you're next.
You're always going to learn something new on the RCGroups podcast.
The world's largest bird sanctuary.
Grasshopper stabbing, hawk sexing.
I have a lot to say. I used to do the podcast by myself, and then sometimes while I watch the podcast or listen to it, I think, of course you did, because you never stop talking. Why would you need other people? So I was on the site reading threads, looking at highlighted threads, and a lead chucker created a thread that said, check out my new shop. Yeah. And I looked at it, and I was like, I'm going to write a story, and it's going to be called Show Us Your Shop. Type. And then my brain went, hold on. That sounds like a contest, bro. And so then I thought, I was like this.
Oh, you beat me to it, Jason.
Who could I have a contest with? And then it was like Buddy RC. And so I called Buddy RC and I said, hey, it's Jim Graham with RCGroups. And they said, you made me laugh out loud this morning. Evidently, I'd made some sort of humorous post. And I thought,
that was Doug, right?
Yeah. And so we were off to a good start. And I said, look, I had an idea. And he goes, okay, yeah, you do that. And then I was looking at this charger, and then he said, why don't we give away the T8 charger? And I said, I was looking at that charger. And so Jason Cole has pulled up the contest, and it's called Show Us Your Shop for a chance to win. Show us your shop. Bum. Show us your shop for a chance to win. Wow. Okay, so that's really. Show us your RC shop. How about you, Matt? You got a jingle for us?
Show us your shop.
Your RC shop. Yeah.
You show us your shop in your RC
win a T8 charger. You shown us your shop before.
No, world. Show us your shop.
In a world where your shop is okay.
I'm impressed. I mean, I can't wait when I move. Like, I'm gonna be looking at some of these pictures if you see how I want to set up my new shop.
Okay, now you're not gonna get picked for creativity, which is a drag, but the one in the bathroom made me laugh out loud.
Yes.
So you're on the
actually set up. I have a feeling with the I love the sledgehammer.
Yeah, I was gonna say sledgehammer.
Wait a minute. There's a pipe wrench down there too. There's a lot more going on in there than building hobbies.
That's the final solution. The sledgehammer. Bash. I'm done.
What did Chris DeGraff? What did Chris DeGraff say? I read all of your posts on the toilet. Chris DeGraff.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, let's look at some of these, man. I see some good-looking shoppies in here.
Hold on, I've got a call from Jim Burke.
Oh, Jim Burke.
Shop A.
You're live on the RCGroups podcast.
You're live on the RCGroups podcast. Is there anything you want to say to the podcast listeners? Jim Burke says he loves you all so much.
I thought you were going to put it on speakerphone.
And then we make the world go around. He also said none people are as pretty as we are, and we talk good too.
Is that Cliff Whitley?
No, I don't know who this is, but this is an outdoor.
That looks like Cliff.
It's outdoors under like.
Tell me that doesn't look like Cliff.
I'm talking on the phone with the podcast in the background.
Oh man, look, he's got the fire burn. He's got the Yule log going in the background.
All right, man, I'm going to mute this microphone. You talk about as I scroll through these pictures.
Me? All right, yeah. So we got the. Let's see. Now that is a clean shop. I do like the floor, and that's the best part. All righty. See, it's the homemade
floor, man.
The homemade benches that make a shop. I have a homemade bench. Save money and build it however you like. Let's see this next one. Man, oh man, wouldn't do for that. Baby. Now you want to talk about hawk sex?
And this is the key.
Shop sex.
I believe those are insulated garage doors, so I've
done that. Yeah, you put some foam in there.
More efficient and keeps the temps nice and toasty.
That guy's got to be up north. Let's see here.
What else we got?
All right, that's a good one. Yeah, lots of storage there. I see a little space.
I don't like the center table. Well, maybe I've never done it, but I feel like I want to shove it up against a wall.
I have a table this big that was made for my wife, actually, for making quilts. And then I said, what are we going to do with this? And now it's my leather making table. But when I have a big airplane, so I did, Jason, I had it out so I could walk all around it. I never walked around it.
Yeah, you moved the airplane.
Well, I walk around this side, this side, this side. So now it is shoved against the wall for more space.
That's just, do what works for you, people.
I have like 3 shops. I actually have a video area, then a shop where all my standard tools go, and then the big table for builds. And then I have a little shop in my office, but now it's a 3D printing station.
I got to tell you, that's one heck of a drill press.
Isn't it? Hey, I'm going to pop back in 1 second. I got to change. Hold on.
What you think he's got to change to?
Nice little
bandsaw,
another drill press. You got to have the tools, man. Look at that thing.
I can't hear you, Matt. Let me say this. I go on Amazon and I bought myself a bandsaw and a sander and all that stuff. I got every one of these things for like $98.
All right.
And they're Chinese, but they're fine.
Look at that, dude. That is full.
Yeah.
That's time to go to some swap meets.
That make my head hurt.
Stuff right there.
That's good. I have all my foamies sitting on 2 tables. They literally just lay on top of each other.
There we go. So anyway, if you have an RC shop or a table with an airplane on it and a camera or a cell phone, take a picture, post it in the thread.
And then you can win the T8 from. Now, Matt, don't you have the T8? Yes, you reviewed it. Oh, Matt's having technical.
Matt did redo it.
Matt's going to have to come to Jason's house.
Come on down.
But there's in this contest, there's a link to Matt's review, and he goes over this whole dang thing.
We can all use extra chargers. I've got, I don't know how many chargers, but it's like you can never get enough.
I just use one for my high tech.
Well, there you go. Cool.
All right, I'm back in, guys. Sorry about that.
Jim Burke said he was going to ask me a favor. I wonder what it'll be. I bet it's guitar related. He's all about the guitars these days.
Maybe he'll ask you to print him a 3D pick.
Hey, by the way, did Buddy RC say anything about the contest? I just want to acknowledge them and say thank you. And thanks for here's what I like. I like to have an idea and then execute it in the next 5 minutes. I don't like having an idea and having to execute it in the next 2 weeks. In fact, I'll just do a new idea because Jason knows how I am. I want to do it now and I want to call you and I want to make it happen. So that's exactly how
he's in here. Doug's in here talking. He's doing this.
We're honored to be a part of this with you. So that's fantastic.
And hold me one of these hats for Toledo if we find a hotel room.
He said he was going to get in the mail. It's going to be here before Toledo.
Awesome.
Toledo. That's how you say it.
I think it's time to take a plane off Jason's wall.
Uh-oh. What's it going to be? Don't break nothing. There we go. I don't know. What's he looking at?
What is he looking at? Let's see.
Oh. Man, this harkens back to the old Hobby Lobby days.
Hey, speaking of that, I was I don't know when I was saying this or who I said it to, but we were talking about when Jason and I worked at Hobby Lobby, mail would come in at a certain time every day. Well, different FedEx, UPS, different trucks, but we usually knew when and what was coming. And you would know that some cool stuff was coming that no one had ever seen before. And then you would really know when the right people were standing around the bay where the truck backed up. And we would literally wait for the truck to open the doors, pull the boxes out, but we couldn't open the boxes. Mike Hines had to open the box.
Right.
Oh, so he pulled rank on you guys.
Well, he was the man who ordered it. He was like the head honcho of bringing in new prototype airplanes, and then he would take them out, and we would all go, "Ooh, oh, wow,
ooh, Speed 400, ooh, Cobalt."
Then a week later it'd be built, and photos would be taken, and all that stuff, and then it'd be Wednesday, and we'd go to the field, and everybody'd be like, "We got to see it fly." It was probably one of the better parts of the job.
And is that does this harken back to those days with this aircraft right here for $150?
Give us a tour, Jason. Tell us.
So this is the New Power RC, if anybody remembers New Power. European makers of fine aircraft, including 3D airplanes, like this Reflex. So this was back to the profile days. It's a balsa built up, super, super duper lightweight, hardcore 3D aerobatic, profile. It's got an Axie 2208 on it with a Jetty 08 speed controller.
Yeah, that's retro, baby.
High-tech HS55 servos.
Now, are you still hard at the $150 price?
I'm negotiable.
When did you put the sticker on? Like 10 years ago?
I put it on it to take it to a swap meet. I've been taking around some airplanes to swap meets and just clearing space out of the hobby for things I haven't touched in over a year.
As I recall, this thing flies great, right?
It does fly awesome. Yeah.
Is it coupling?
I could use some new batteries. It uses a little 3-cell. It was the Thunder Power 730s that were just super tiny.
Remember how expensive they were when they were fresh in the days? What was it, like $70 for one or something really outrageous?
And I can tell you this, I have Kokums from
FMA
from the day.
Yeah.
Right? So that's 10, 13, 15 years ago, and they're still in the package, and they still work. I mean, amazing.
Some good long-lasting batteries right there.
Back to the podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
Nice.
Hey, I want to talk about something that's cool that I'm going to be receiving at some point, and I can show you guys in person.
Quadcopter we were talking about.
That's coming up, but I'd like to talk about the Wilco.
I love the band Wilco.
Roger. So, Wilco.
This thing I just saw, banging around. Somebody posted it on the paraglider section on RCGroups, and I saw it. And I was like, "Whoa, that's really cool!" Because I'm just into ultralights and that kind of stuff. And so this is an ultralight hang glider wing kind of style. It's really more of a foamy flying wing with elevons. It doesn't do weight shift like a scale. It's got a motor pod on the nose, but it looks, you can see in these photos here. It looks great.
I mean, for ease of, building it and flying it, it's just a standard flying wing. Yeah. It makes life easy. I mean, there's going to be a couple of purists out there that cry, but it's okay, right? Because you have to do it that way. And now, could you put a ballast on the nose and no motor?
You can, you can slope it. You can, do all that stuff. It'll actually thermal, they said. But this is coming from a new company called Punk Air, which is I'll probably mispronounce his name, Sasha Rental. I think it's Rental.
Right.
Sounds who was responsible at Hacker for a lot of the Hacker paraglider wings, bringing that product out. So I got to meet Sasha in the Alps of Austria when we went out there a few years ago.
Scenic.
And so this is his new company with another partner, and they're basically going to be making really cool, unique, fun models like this.
OV2 Broncos.
And so they want to send me one to review, so I don't know when it's coming, but I'll get it at some point. We'll be able to show it to you live on the podcast, and then we'll do the full review on RCGroups.
Yeah. So I got an idea. Take off the head, put a pan and tilt FPV.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, buddy. That will happen. That will happen.
Now, are those wheels on the ends of the boom there that you can just come to or is it just skids?
I think they are. So here's a little video.
Nice, Jason.
Video drive.
Punk Air. Hello, I'm Sasha, and I've got a plane for you to fly. He's not.
That's not Sasha.
If I like to put it in the wind with the nose pointed forward.
Dude, he's not from India.
Here's what I think's hilarious, right? You think it's gonna fly like a hang glider wing, and it does. You can fly it like a hang glider wing.
That is so cool.
And then he blasts it up vertical and starts doing rolls and aerobatics. Just like,
oh man, if you had those electric smokers on each wingtip.
But it looks awesome. Oh yeah, he did smoke.
Yeah, which you could.
Oh, I'm hearing the guys in the video talk. It's like, what am I hearing?
That should be about a 90 to 100-inch wingspan.
Watch this. Here we go.
Oh man, that's the vomit. That's the vomit comment right there, man.
So not exactly like super duper scale, but
that guy just pulled 30 G's.
All the blood went to his feet.
If there's any left.
Oh man, I'm excited about it. I love stuff like this. And it'll be one that I take to the lump overlook. Did we talk about that last week?
Yeah,
we did. It's lump.
Did we get the update? Lump. I guess we did get
no update. Other than they were taking it to court.
Well, the update on the lump, I wrote that article that we talked about last week where we are petitioning the government to get a waiver for folks to fly sailplanes up on the lump overlook off the Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina, which is a national park. And due to the law that they came out with preventing that, the AMA stepped in and they're going to DC with it. And basically they said AMA clubs are able to fly off of National Park Service land as a club and with the AMA, chartered club kind of stuff. So that's all in progress. That club has been formed. They're waiting on the paperwork, and then it's going to go to DC, and then they'll get that hopefully, and then I'll be on my way out to North Carolina at some point to fly from the lump. And if I've got the Wilco, I will take
good
the
work.
Wilco.
Hey, I've never fidget spinned before. It's my first fidget spinning.
You've never fidget spun?
Really?
No.
I like to chastise fidget spinners.
Dude, spin it as fast as you can, and then put it on your finger like a basketball.
I've got a 3D printed one in the closet back there.
It's not as good as this one, though.
So I made I made several 3D printed fidget spinners just because I had to. And then I was like, I wonder what a real one does. And like this one spins for like
it's good
6-7 minutes solid. It's crazy. How long ago?
That's amazing because all we could ever get out of them was about 4 minutes out of the super cheap ones that you get at the checkout line at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, did anyone check out my Sky Zone goggle article?
Shall I pull it up?
Pull it up.
So I started out on Sky Zones and had multiple Sky Zone units, and now I'm a Fat Shark guy. Of course, I'll review whatever comes my way, of course. But I looked at this thing and I thought, well, let's see what they got, because now I'm actually pretty well versed in goggles and I know what I like. And they put everything that there is. Jason, is there anything that's not on the goggles?
I wouldn't know. I didn't really read the article yet.
Well, it has.
Dude, you're back zero, Jason.
Let's
2 articles you have.
DVR, updated DVR too. So the updated DVR has H.246s video compression for more storage space. It has a fan. It has 2 monitors, so you can do 2D or 3D. It has true dual diversity. No, it has true diversity.
Hey, I'm going to stop you right there. I think it's H.264, not 246.
It is 264. H.246 is this new revolutionary FPV only specific codec.
Wait, it says H. Did I copied?
It's a typo. It's a typo.
Oh,
typo from them. Typo from them. Yeah, it's H.264.
What else?
Here, let's go down here and see if you can see.
It has an external camera, which somebody said in the thread, and I'll ring true as well, that I never really use my external camera.
These give me a fantastic idea that I need to make happen.
Soccer by using it with the camera on your forehead?
No. I would love to lose the face goggles, lose the goggles and everything. I want these built into a Stormtrooper helmet.
Oh, wow.
So I put on the Stormtrooper helmet. It's got your goggles, your screen in there, ready to go.
Oh, and then you have external goggles on it.
So
yeah,
you can totally do that.
But then you look cool while you're flying, right? Who's going to say like a Stormtrooper is just
need the voice changer in there too. Yeah. So you put it on and all of a sudden it's like, I am your father.
That's got to happen. We have to make that happen. If anybody has a Stormtrooper helmet and they'd like to donate it to me, you can
no one's going to give up their Stormtrooper helmet.
It won't look as good. I guess I could smooth it out. I could Bondo it and smooth it out and paint it.
Well, you could do a Darth Vader mask and look real. Just do black filament. But that's $475 from Sky Zone. Foxtech, man, they always have they always kind of surprise me at how far they'll go with everything. And Fu at Foxtech, I just love to hear him talk. Hello, I'm Fu at Foxtech. I want to co-host with him. I want to do a video with Fu.
Yeah. What is his name? THO. Is that Tom Daniels? I'm sorry, I don't know the spelling here, but Tom says that's just weird having an external cam. I agree, but it has its unique feature, I guess, because you can turn it on at a party or in the pits at night and be like, hey, look at me, I'm walking around in 3-dimensional third person.
Well,
right?
they did this years ago, and I had those first set of goggles, but it was kind of at a weird fisheye thing. So if you turned it on, you'd fall, you'd like run into things and trip.
Whoever put that RC Groups logo on there is getting it.
Oh yeah, and if you're a Fat Shark guy, I mean, this is expensive, but it's amazing. So if you're familiar with Clearview, who basically provides literally the best, 5.8 gigahertz RC signal that you can get.
How much is it?
With their did I put a picture of it down here? Yeah. So this is the normal Clearview Racing. It's a standalone receiver, and you had to put it on a tripod and have your goggles connected with a cable. A lot of people don't like doing that, so now they've got the module that fits in the Fat Shark.
Price? $289 for the module.
$289.
So here, let me give you my take. First of all,
isn't the Clearview like $500 for the regular receiver?
Are they advertisers with us?
They used to be. I don't know if they still are.
Well, here's my take.
Find out real quick.
My take is this: Clearview Ifron has been around forever. Back in the 900 megahertz days, when you wanted to fly, they had these $600, $700, $800 receivers and transmitters, right? And then they sort of fell off for many years, and now they're making a comeback into the FPV racing scene. But they're sort of they dropped their pricing a little, but they still are relying on the fact of what you just said, Jason. They have the clearest signal out there. Is that really true?
It is. Yeah. It's pretty universally known, and you can look at comparison videos. It's amazing the technology. They just have been in this technology for longer than just about anybody, and that there's a reason why it's expensive, and that's because it works. You can.
I don't know, man. I want to see it.
You can test it. There's been side by side, all kinds of tests. All the popular FPV people, racers are showing it. It's the real deal.
I'll buy you then.
I'll buy the real deal. Jason?
Yes, sir.
Will you go to that Ben, the pilot thread? Because I have a conspiracy theory I've been working on this week. It's that Esprit paramodel pilot thread.
Oh,
so I actually created a whole new post, and then I showed it to Jason, and I said, "Have I gone too far?"
Did you bit bucket it, or did you?
No, yours.
He took that part. Did you take that part out of it?
That's right.
And he said, "Jim, I already did that story," and I was like, "I hate it when I do a story somebody's already done." But I did take my conspiracy theory into this thread.
All right.
So of course we've gone to the magazine tab, and now we're looking at airplanes. And now we're looking for a story.
There it is.
There he is. Now this is Ben. Now my thing treated Ben like he was a real person. But scroll down. Now, as you can see,
yours did treat it like it was somebody joined the team. And I'm like, who is this guy, Ben?
He goes on a paraglider.
And so with that picture, they say super realistic. And I was like, super realistic.
That looks like somebody.
But then it occurred to me, it is super realistic. It's David Windenstall. Come on.
Oh, my God.
Exactly a lot. And then I went on the internet, looked up David Windenstall, found this picture, and not only was it pretty close to the pilot, but it even had the name David Windenstall. And I was like, this is
okay. So here's what I think: the cheeks and the ears and the hair coming down on the side there, the same color.
Nose,
with those big old blue eyes.
Yeah. And by the way, let's talk about David's name. By the way, I'm a fan of David Windenstall. I think he's very intelligent and he's very entertaining. But his name is Windenstall. How much more of an airplane name could you get?
Yeah, there you go. That is pretty.
Windenstall.
Windenstall.
That's pretty funny.
LOL. Yes, that's pretty good. Hey, let's. We were talking about real people here. Let's switch over to the full scale thingy here. Can I?
Yes.
So, are you going to show the video?
I'm going to present to everybody.
Jason, will you go to our before you go there, Matt? Let's start before there. So, Jason, if you look at me, it's awesome.
Hey,
could you go to
direct
the
us, man,
to the RC Groups Facebook page?
I can go to the RC Groups Facebook page.
So there's two things we want to show you. First is an image I created. This is what we're going to be traveling around in at Joe Knoll this year. We're going to have 3 of these things. And it's a bathtub connected to
Holy moly.
It's a quad bathtub. Now, here's the thing. That's real.
That's hot. That's hot.
That guy, that's real. So, Jason, if you go to YouTube and search bathtub drone or bathtub quadcopter, you can see this guy flying around. Bathtub. Now, Matt Gunn pointed out that not only would it be great to drive around Joe Knoll, we would also bypass the long shower lines.
Absolutely. Those showers, I wear my flip-flops in them for obvious reasons. But if you have your own quad, now, as we know, water is pretty heavy, but we can all pretend that it's filled with water, right?
I can tell you this is on my computer at home, but since I have no internet connection, it would do no one any good anyway.
Grapnel are expensive. You can make this in wood.
Yeah, that is it. Now, this isn't him outside. This is a pre-flight on the inside of in a gym.
Whoa, that's jittery.
No, hey, oh man, quadcopter's finally finished. We've always had this dream.
I'm out of my ever-loving mind all the time.
I just saw Unimog in the background, so you know these guys are Euro.
Look at that Franz. That is awesome. I would totally drive that around Joe Knoll.
Those are hackers, aren't they? Yeah,
on the back of a trailer on the ground with no props.
Maybe in a net trailer. I'm sure there'd be complaints.
Hey, in Russia, bathtub flies you.
He's using jetty.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Spray
up there.
I like the foam paddle. They're like, this is let's just throw some foam on here.
We don't want to scratch up the bottom finish.
Wow.
Look at that thing.
So the other video that I saw that blew my mind is he actually gets up and flies through a pasture like high over pine trees.
This thing is way under-engineered. I just don't think I'd fly in it.
Well, this guy thinks it's totally safe. He's got that jacket on.
Now, this is coming from the guy that said I'd fly in the foam and tape airplane.
Just the English Here must be the one where he goes outside, right?
I was in my bed. I actually had this dream where I had a quad and I flew in the sky and had a little place, an office up there.
Which car does he want to take? Oh, my gosh.
Romeo.
You were nuts, dude.
I like to lodge myself in, so it's hard to get out.
I don't know that I trust that radio to give us a solid connection.
Hey, man, that's hot protocol, baby. You know, that's rock solid.
I could tell it just looked like cheap.
It's a Grapnel transmitter.
Oh no, here we go.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh, you were nuts.
Somebody signed their name, everyone's name on the tub that wished him, it was nice to know you.
286 FAA employees downed this video.
I saved this for you guys just for the podcast.
I'm so happy. Obviously not United States, right?
I'm off to see my girlfriend. Come on.
Holy cow.
No, he's climbing. He's climbing.
How famous would we be if we just flew into Seth and like, hey, everybody?
A drop from that height and he could probably die right there. I mean, he's as good as dead.
Oh, no, he's over that nice, soft bed-like.
Yeah, no, it'd be fine.
Oh, and water. Great.
And they call it terra firma for a reason.
Now it flips. There's the flip of death and drowns him underneath the
tub. And a prop hits a jugular.
I wonder if it has meow mode.
Yeah, he makes the sound when it flips.
Turtle mode. I like turtles.
This does give me hope for the future, though. I would love to be able to hop in my flying drone and go to the store at some time in my life.
He's going to the store.
That's not him.
This is what I saw. Now, I believe he just hovered in from the street. But
that was a drone shot.
Before the cops get there, he is totally flying it just like we do on real flight.
Oh,
don't hit 3D mode, bro.
Get some gin that you can have bathtub gin.
He's not flying an acro.
I've flown into a window so many times by accident.
Bro, are you even a real pilot? You don't fly an acro.
Yeah.
My dude.
And he did that from his RC controller.
Wow. Tell me he's getting some beer.
Get some donuts.
He needs some life insurance.
Some pastries.
Can I get some life insurance to go, please?
I'd like some pastries.
Would you like 1 million or 2? I need 2 and some whole insurance.
I just got to get a sandwich.
2 million Prussian francs.
Well, these
you want
are
to take
French.
it with you? Thank you very much. He's going to eat and
I'll
drive.
never see you again because you'll be dying soon.
He is going to eat and drive.
This guy.
Everyone in the parking lot, no one cares. There's a bathtub with props on it.
Where's the police? All right, here we go.
That's not illegal. It's on the edge.
He's going to get up in LVC, baby.
I just said to my wife 2 days ago, I said, how are we not flying around in quad jet? It's got to be a real deal. Oh, that's after the concussion.
Was that his dream?
That was his dream. He went and got donut.
That's after he drowned. He hit the ground.
Took a nap in his quad.
Okay, so now I say to the guys, how is there not a real quad I can buy and fly? And then Jason goes, oh, there is.
Yeah, there is, man. I got it right here.
Man's got it.
And then this morning I made us all stop talking so we could talk to you guys on the podcast.
All right, here we go. Look at this beaut. FAA certified, SureFly. This is the workhorse. No, it's workhorse SureFly. That's it. Look at this.
200,000, and you can be the coolest guy. You know?
It only takes 1,000 to put down a deposit.
Yeah, 1,000 deposit.
Reserve yours.
We think 200,000 would be around 1,700 a month in payments.
Yep,
I think it's worth it.
So here we are. Let's do a quick overview. 70-mile distance.
If every one of the users on RCGroups gave $1.
Yeah, we could totally buy one for the RCGroups. And we could put the RCGroups logo on it.
I really don't think we would die in this. It has a parachute.
You would really have to have a catastrophic failure, flip over at 60 feet, and come face first in to die with this parachute on. You know, it would literally. Okay, so we came to a few conclusions when we were talking about this earlier. It has a ceiling of 4,000 feet. Now, we know that it'll go higher, and my idea is that it has a 4 or 5 minute reserve if the motor, it basically has a gasoline powered generator that drives the charger and the electric the lithium packs. So if the motor dies, the engine dies, you have 4 or 5 minutes to land it, and we came to the conclusion that at the fastest rate of descent, it might take 4 minutes to get down from 4,000 feet or something like that, right?
Yeah. So
that's why they put that ceiling on it. So if you go any higher and the engine fails, you can still get down and land.
You know what I just thought about? Knowing the FAA's like kind of meticulous rulemaking stuff, you'd probably have to have a multi-engine type rating to be able to fly that.
What's the horse? Yeah, that's
you know
a good. That's a great question, man. I don't know.
How did the UPS get involved in all that?
That's the Horsefly. It's a UPS carrying drone, and we're not going to worry about that because we're talking about man stuff here. Let's get back on. Okay, so here we are. I don't know, Jason.
You know, just knowing them and how it's got multiple engines. You're gonna have to have a type rating to be able to operate this.
I would hate that, but I think a sport pilot. I'm in the camp that a sport pilot's license will suffice.
Man, 200,000 for that seems like you almost have to buy it.
I know, right?
I don't have 200,000 laying around.
So it's got dual lithium packs.
You'd have to buy it.
And 5 minutes of emergency power if the engine fails. So you've got 5 minutes to get down. If you are daring enough to take this thing up to 4,000 feet, which heck, if you're at 2,000,
I would go 4,000 all day long. I mean, I would want it to be as high as possible. So if failure happens, parachute time.
You don't want to be starting at 1,000 feet. You don't want to be
always dangerous is when you're below parachute.
1 hour flight time, 70-mile top speed, so you can go 70 miles.
And it has folding booms, so this thing can fit in your garage or in a trailer. Here we are. Let's take a look. See, this is the real deal right here. This is not.
I love the folding arms too.
But where's the video?
There isn't a video yet.
There isn't a video. Here we go.
You have on their website anyway.
Oh, we got a bad image.
No.
I'm trying to get the folded image and it won't.
I do like that electric truck.
There we are. There it is. Folded up. Look at those propellers. Those are fixed pitch props. Look at those things.
Bam. Man, those are massive.
Those have got to be some T-motors. What do you think?
Jason, should I take my shoes off?
No, you're fine.
It's
totally cool.
All right.
Man, I should get one of those to put on my paraglider setup.
What's that?
Just one of those motors
with the jetty control.
Oh my God. Can you imagine that on the back of a paraglider setup?
I mean, that's probably too big, but even I just need a 49-inch prop.
In the whole scheme of things. Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
In the whole scheme of things, when you picture a flying quadcopter and there's all those crazy designs, I think this is the most realistic I've ever seen.
Let's go ahead and support this. We can become, we can Well,
Let's do a news article on
I
it.
was supposed to do a news article to my internet.
Oh yeah, talk about it. It's $1,000 down. So you put $1,000 refundable, by the way,
Ooh,
and then you get uses. Let's see what the uses are.
Seems too
Oh,
good to be true.
agriculture,
333 a piece if we all chip in, all three of us.
emergency responders, city commuters, military, and more. Could you imagine this on the military on the battlefield? I don't know. I mean, it depends on how fast it is. I bet you they have a military contract. I bet you the Marines are like, get us a working prototype that'll do 150 miles at 110 knots, and you got yourself a contract.
Well, we've flown enough quads that I trust the software. You know,
I wonder what they use. I mean, is this written stuff or stuff that's already out there for their software?
Maybe I could call this guy.
It's a DJI A2.
I was thinking it was a Wukong. It's a Wukong for each motor. Yeah, it's the same use. I mean, if the guy in the bathtub can fly, sure, this has got to be. This is just something, isn't it?
All I gotta say is the future is bright if you like this kind of stuff, because it's just only going to become more prevalent.
I would fly in this in a heartbeat.
We need to stop aging right now.
Yes, freeze me.
Man,
I'm kind of sad that I'll probably miss out on some like really, really cool tech in like 200 years.
But you were born at the right time for the lipo brushless revolution.
Yeah. So here's the ballistic area right here. I would assume this would be the area.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it would only make sense, right? So if you look down in here, look at all the carbon fiber on this thing.
Which I was saying to the guys, Jim Burke had a plane made out of carbon fiber that crashed, not with Jim, but with another pilot. And they said because of the carbon fiber, he didn't break his back. So maybe this is why all this carbon fiber is utilized for more crinklage.
Carbon fiber, it gives one heck of a splinter, but it protects you. So I want to know where the control yoke is in this thing. I don't see anything for control.
They do have an autonomous version coming out.
Now, what does that mean?
I guess you just set it and
into the world. The end of the world. That's what that means.
That's when they come and kill us. All the drones come and take over.
It's the Skynet version.
Anyone watch Black Mirror, the TV series?
Nope.
I just watched one last night where they have one company makes everything for everyone, and it's all delivered to you automatically via drone. And then the world ends. There's a nuclear strike, but the building is automated, so it won't stop making products. And so when they drove up to it or flew up to it in a quad, just like that, there were just swarms of quadcopters coming out of this building with delivery packages to people who don't exist anymore.
Wow,
pretty cool.
Good stuff.
Jason, check it out. Have you seen this in real life?
I have not seen that in person yet.
So I got an Apple Watch because Jason's so cool. And then I was at home, and all these are scraps from a belt I didn't make. And I thought, I bet I can make a watch, a leather watch strap of sorts. And so there we go. It's got a thing. It does my heart rate.
Yeah, buddy.
It's got a cutout on the back.
So how long does that take to build? Because you could put that on eBay or whatever and sell it pretty easily.
This was kind of a tester. This took me about an hour, and like I say, I already had these came off a belt. I didn't like them on the belt, so they were just laying there, and I thought, what can I do with those things? And then an hour later I had this watch.
What would you charge for it? $100, $50?
Yeah, probably $100. The other thing I did that I thought was kind of interesting, if you look at it, the watch is closer to you than it is to the center, because I found that I was really cranking my wrist over. And that was the real test to see if that actually worked or not, where the watch lives closer to my face. And it did work, so it makes it even a little bit cooler. It
helps his arthritis.
You done good. You done
Every time
good.
I check the time, it's like, oh, what? Ow!
Oh,
my wife said, well, I never mind. She was talking about she goes, not only do you talk to yourself in your office, when you have the headphones, you talk to yourself even louder. I was playing the guitar with the headphones, and she said, I heard you yell, that's beautiful.
Nice.
Oh, it opens too.
Hey, I heard you got your first winter chicken dinner, Jason.
I got a winter chicken dinner.
How'd it feel? Did you jump up and start screaming?
I was like, what? I had like take a picture real quick just so I could.
I know you sent it to me. What happens? That's it. Just goes back to the screen.
It just that, and then it just dumps you back out to the main menu.
Hold on. For all our new viewers, at the end of the hour, we stop talking about RC and talk about whatever we want. This cylinder seems like a problem to me.
Quad receiver gun.
But so Jason and Matt are into PUBG. the #1 game on Steam right now. So Jason, I gotta know, did you get a gun or just get a car and go drive as hard as you can?
I had a weapon. I usually get a weapon, I get a car, and then I try to stay nearby or in the car the whole time.
There you go.
At the end of the map, when it's only several people left, I try to get at the edge of the ring and use my car as a barrier.
Okay.
That's a great idea.
Just kind of scope people out and then wait for them to move. And then once I see them, I try to take them out.
If I
That's
could
a pretty good thing. That's a good idea.
If there was one thing you could buy, like and I know you can go in a store and buy clothing and stuff, I would buy a backpack.
Yeah.
The most important thing to have.
You can hold stuff.
It really is. It is the most important thing. If there was one weapon I could buy, it's that 9mm silenced sniper rifle that is so rare. You know that one? Have you gotten it yet?
I don't know if I have.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea. It is like this long, and it has the 8x scope on it, so the scope is almost as long as the whole rifle. Yeah. And it's a 9mm with tracer rounds, and it comes fully loaded, so you don't have to get any. It comes with 30 rounds in it.
Wow.
And it is a single shot sniper rifle. It is one of the most coveted rifles in the entire game. And nice. I found it twice. And whenever you find it, doesn't matter where you are on the board, you just lay down on top of a hill and pick people off.
So quick funny story. One of the games I played a couple weeks ago, it just stands out in my mind. I didn't have a car. Like I had been looking for one, but I had to like hustle to get in the circle. And I got in the circle, and then like I went up on the top of a mountain and just kind of like plopped down in some shade by a rock, and I was just like watching because I didn't feel comfortable. And then I hear a buggy, and I'm like, "Don't run over me, dude. Don't run over me." He comes in, parks about 20 feet away, doesn't know I'm there, gets out, he lays down on the ground.
I've had that happen before.
I take him out with a headshot. I'm like, "Thanks for the Jeep, thanks for the buggy." I'll hop in it and take off, and it was great.
So if you don't know, 100 people get on this online server, and then they drop you on an island, and then you just have to survive to the end.
Yeah.
And like pretty quickly, it's down to 50. And then if you get down to 30 or 20, you're doing good. And after that, it is all instincts and luck, I guess.
Yeah. So Scott said, why do you need a silenced 9mm? This is just a game. So when you start popping off rounds, you draw a lot of attention to yourself. And no, a supersonic round in the game, you can't hear crack over your head. It's just a game. So like when you have a silenced 9mm, you're basically not drawing attention to yourself. Anyway, yeah, we're off subject.
These are things we do in the wintertime when we can't go fly, right?
Yeah.
I'm still GTA in it. I got in an epic battle last night. It's pretty cool. I have a helicopter I fly around now.
Hey, funny story. I was waiting for you guys to come on. It was 3 o'clock Eastern, and no one was on yet. So I said, "Hello, where are you guys?" So then I went on to YouTube and I Googled waiting, and that song came up. I've been waiting for a girl like you. So then I scrolled into the comment section, and those 5,000 comments, everyone said, "I'm only here because this is one of the songs in Grand Theft Auto Vice City."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there you go. Talk about bringing it around full circle.
Well, I'm always looking for a War Thunder is a great game, and I kind of got as far as you could go and stopped. And if you're into scale anything, especially scale Warbirds, you should go check out War Thunder. It is amazing. It's 100% scale down to the weapons, decals, nose art, everything.
Yep, I do like a good tank simulator game, and that or which one did I play? World of Tanks. Yeah. Both those are good.
I sent you guys my VR tub thing that I want.
Oh, no. Yes, you did. It was like that looked a little bit puke-inducing.
Make you more sick. Maybe it would make it.
No, if I was just like, think about being in a tank though, and you're in a turret, and it's moving you as you move the turret. Cool. I mean, it'd just be so cool for so many things.
By the way,
Tom, you definitely got to make it for more live shows, man. We talk about everything.
I told you guys that I was having that Oculus USB problem. It wouldn't work at all. So I tried an update. And finally, I went into my device manager and just went through every USB device and went to driver update. I found 2 drivers that weren't updated, restarted.
Oh, my God.
And it fixed it.
I did the same thing, and I've still got the disconnect. After all that, I went through everything, and I still get a random, never connect, just a random disconnect, and nothing ever shuts off anymore. So I don't know what it is. I give up. I did my best.
You went through the device manager and went through every USB thing?
Yes, all of it.
Did you get the recent update on the Oculus?
Did I do Control-Alt-Delete? Yes. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, I did not get the recent update on the Oculus, so I might have to do that.
That would be the next thing I do. The other thing is that guy in that thread that works from his toilet. You can get his hammer.
We call them Ford tools. Oh, easy.
By the way, I went into your custom room in Oculus and messed around with everything. By the way,
in my
your house,
my room. Yeah. So Truman is like, "Is your room? Did you fix your room? Have you set your room up?" Truman's my son. He's 14, and so I went and I did all that for him, and he goes, "Oh, I saw your room. It's really nice. It's got a bow and arrow and all these things set up, and I moved the tables around."
I was like, I went in there. I was like, whoa, this is Jen's room. I was like, how is this happening?
Yeah.
It was crazy. So before we get out of here, guys, I'd just like to say, I wanted to just say thanks to Jim. Knowledge is power. And with the whole hawk sex thing earlier on the podcast, I mean, I feel like I'm enlightened and have more knowledge now. So thank you.
The more you know.
I'm chock full of information. So just hit me up.
It's true. All right, guys. Well, we blasted through an hour, and like E-Powered RC said, this hour went too quick, man. But
you know what? If I name this the RC Groups Hangout - Hawk Sex, I wonder if our views will skyrocket.
Well, people Googling hot sex will then get this, so keep it close.
Do you think I can do that?
Anywho, yeah, wow is right, Jason.
Who's going to stop you?
Who is going to stop me?
I'm going to try it until someone tells me not to. Hawk sex. All right.
Put that in somewhere.
Well, hey, let me say this. If you're watching, which obviously you are because I can see you, tell your friends, tell them you should check this out. And not just so people listen to us talk, to support the hobby. And, with losing guys like Crash and things falling away in recent times, definitely we need to support the things that are strong and going forward. So support the hobby and support the podcast and the YouTube video and all that stuff. Check this out, Matt and Jason. I don't know. I uploaded, sometimes I take the audio off this and turn it into the podcast. I did 2 of them this week. Yeah, this week. Yes. And the first one I did had 748 downloads in the first hour.
Brutal.
That's
brutal in
man.
a good way.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it.
That's awesome.
Good stuff. So thank all of y'all. Thank Jason Cole, who I actually am pointing at the right place. Finally.
Yeah.
And thanks Matt Gunn over there.
Yeah, you can point down at. For me, it's right here. Yeah.
What? So
it's reversed on mine.
Thanks all of y'all. Hey, we're trying to get a room at Toledo. So if anyone has some sort of insider information, be sure to let me know. We don't book our rooms anymore. We have a booker now. And but booking Toledo is like your first date. It's tricky. So
it's tricky, and sometimes you'll be sleeping in the lobby.
Yeah. You'll be there late. So if anyone has any rooms that they know of, let us know. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep bothering. Usually my plan is I call the front desk every day until they're like, yes, we'll give you some rooms, Jim. So, all right. RC Groups Podcast. Thanks, Jason, for letting me hang out at his house. Thanks, my wife for making this kick-ass sweater. Thanks for Hawks and the way they have sex. And Matt.
Thanks for flying quadcopters that people can sit in with ballistic parachutes.
Thanks to Matt for my beard.
Looking good, man.
I'm just thankful.
All right, y'all.
Simmer down now.
Until we meet again.
So Jason's in charge of the kill and
switch. We're hitting the button in 3.
Oh, wait, stop. 2. Matt.
Yo.
I got it. So I've been listening to the police scanner, as you know, while I play GTA.
Yeah. And, you told me this. It's sort of this real life mix between gaming and actual crimes in your neighborhood.
It's really funny when you're running from the cops and then you're listening to the cops and then they're on your street and then you feel a little like you're going to get in trouble, but you realize, no, this is a game. But that's not what I got. So they keep saying something 8. Man, I forget the first number. It's not 10-8, but it's like 6'8". I'm 6'8". I'm 1'8". I think I'm 1'8".
I'm 5'10".
And I was like, what the hell is 1'8"? These guys are 1'8". There's a 1'8" happening like every hour. And so I look it up. It's going to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, buddy. That's some good Grand Theft Auto humor. But that's a real deal, right?
Yeah, so I'll find the real number and I'll share it with us so that when we're at a show, we can use it. I'm 1'8.
So like car 81 is 1'8.
Are you coming to the lobby? I'm 1'8.
I've been
1-8 it with a possible number 2, please.
Yeah. Also, by the way, we don't have to stop the podcast. And we could keep this podcast going until next Thursday if we could. That'd be pretty interesting.
I'd like to sleep at night, but
there'd be a long lull where there's nothing.
Interesting. Anyway, one thing I want to say is we all know. I'm going to say this to the next policeman that pulls me over, but I'm not sure when that'll be. We all know that cops are out there doing cop stuff and that people pull guns on them, and it's it's an exciting, dangerous lifestyle. But I had no idea how much stuff the police actually do for citizens on a reg. It's like woman in distress, mother won't come to the door. It's just endless. And these cops are out here doing this. It sounds like more than robberies and things. So I want to say thank you to all the cops out there that are out there doing all these things we don't even know about for humanity in general. I had no idea until this week when I started listening to them. So thank you guys.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thanks, Joe, for million.
Me and Joseph Ver.
All right, y'all.
Here comes the button.
In 3,
1,
2,
and now.